he knows how to make the hero lose. Thus, HellRaisers are gonna win this game because X3 are playing this time around. Yeah, that's
a theory.
ideal. Yeah, X3 did go for the Winter Wyvern, so now they do have 2 heroes to cancel out the Enigma Black Hole. They have a really nice stop for the Pango Rolling Thunder. They understand just how hard it is to play the Visage when the Pango is just constantly rolling through you, so they want to stop him in his tracks. And HellRaisers, okay, they're emphasizing the safe lane and the strength of it, going for the Enchantress. This is not gonna be easy for the Visage there. You know, Clockwork is annoying to the Ench, but if it is a Clockwork in the off lane, we talked about it. These heroes, they prefer playing in the safe lane. It's just not easy to chase down heroes that easily. So this Enchantress, she'll be a pain in the backside for this Visage for sure.
Kind of looking at how X3, they have 2 ways to cancel Black Hole, so they definitely want to have Enigma decreased into a much smaller role this game. You've got the Pangolier, who can also be hook-shotted if you're nimble with your fingers. Can also hold him on the spot. You can even trap him inside the cogs. But the problem is you hook-shot into a Rolling Thunder, you're going to get stunned, so you won't necessarily get your cogs out in time. Then you have this Enchantress, who at the moment seems like once you hit level 12, you can't kill her currently. There's no hero that actually kills the Enchantress. She out-heals all the incoming damage and the attack speed slow as well. Even Visage can't turn it around. Then you have the Earth Spirit, which HellRaisers bring out. This is starting to look like a Gilgear Earth Spirit with the support Enchantress, and Miero goes for either the Enigma or the Pango, depending if they want to play a mid-Enigma, which I have seen a couple players in pubs play lately. Not sure if they want to do that, though. Most likely Pango for mid. What's your take on the Earth Spirit?
I watched the China region today and saw the Earth Spirit, and I was kind of wondering why the Eastern Europe doesn't play this hero quite a lot. I know there are some specialists of the hero in the Eastern European region, but I guess the you know, Immersion, Roger, those kind of players, even Zayats, they weren't the biggest fans of the hero. They didn't play him too much, and that's why maybe this hero isn't as popular in the region, because I know back in the day, like 5-6 years ago, people did play this hero quite a lot in the Eastern European region, so it was weird to me that it wasn't picked up, so I'm quite happy they did get it. When you mentioned the Enigma, seeing two stuns on the enemy side, they can go through BKB. I think that's more of an incentive to put it as a core, because as a support, you might just be a black hole, but as a core, you can have a Wraith Pact, you can have some mech we haven't seen for a long time, but why not? Go for those aura items that will allow your team to fight. So I'm liking this one from HellRaisers. The Enchantress Earth Spirit duo is quite nice. Earth Spirit might not be as strong in the laning phase. Enchantress gives you a little bit of extra damage so that these 2 heroes can bring people down. The Earth Spirit rotations to the safe lane where the Enchantresses can be quite strong. So I'm a big fan of the hero overall.
Yeah, and I think HellRaisers have a good way of punishing X3 very early on into this game as well. They have pretty capable lanes. They're able to slow down X3's progress by a lot, and all they just need is a heavy right-click hitter into their team. Positive side for X3 is if this game goes long, Enigma can't kill the TB. You can do a lot of damage because, you know, percentage-based damage that goes to magical resistance. It's not pure damage anymore. Your max level black hole does about, I think it was 800 damage, pure damage from the black hole. TBs, I keep repeating myself, have like 3 to 4k HP, so you're doing about a third. You need somebody to finish off the rest. The Pango does a decent amount. The Earth Spirit is okay. You have the sustain-y type of damage that you can work around with. But TB in a sustained fight should always get a Sunder off. So that's HellRaiser's weakness currently. They don't want to stretch the game that far that this TB becomes a problem.
Yeah, definitely don't. You have 2 heroes that can constantly fight the Earth Spirit and the Pango. You have the Enchantress that is going to be annoying early on. They go for the PL and immediate response from X3. They knew that this was going to happen. They knew that the PL was coming out. This is a really good pick from X3 because first, they have a better mid lane matchup, which is something that you need. Their Terrorblade is going to be protected by the Winter Wyvern quite a lot. And, you know, the PL and the Enchantress, I kind of don't see them crushing Shergarat with the Clockwork being there. I think Clockwork putting his putting his body in front, he can protect the Sugarat so that he has a decent time. So I'm liking what X3 have going for them here. It just comes down to it, you know, if PL has a good lane, which could be a possibility with the Enchantress, but you know, you should be a bit defensive on X3, then a PL with an early Diffusal Blade can overtake this game. I think that is something that you really have to be afraid if you're X3 and dodge it, and then once your Lash is ready for battle, HellRaisers, I wouldn't want to be in their skin.
All right, this is your classic 2018 Phantom Lancer versus Terrorblade. Which was in every single game in tournaments, especially at, I remember ESL Hamburg in 2018. It was always PL versus TB, and whoever's PC would hold together the longest would most likely win the game. So, that being said, you've got the PL brought up. It is a decent matchup for him in this carry battle. X3 are gonna have to live off of the power of the Visage and this Leshrac with the help of their supports to get themselves that TB enabled in this game. Otherwise, could be a 2-0. HellRaisers are in a pretty good position.
I'm gonna say X3 this game. I think they have, I think they have everything they need. A black hole canceling spell. They have solid late game. They have ways to push down towers. The lineup is pretty fast when it comes to rotating around the map, which is important playing against heroes that can constantly continue to dive you, because you don't want to be TPing in when the Lash, when the Pango and the Earth Spirit are running into you. You want to be in position, so having mobility in that regard is going to be quite important. So I'm looking at X3, and of course they have a lot more margin for error in this game because they have some saves, their heroes, they have the late game. Last game, you know, you make 1 or 2 mistakes in the laning phase and you're gone. It's going to be hard for you to play the game. This time around they have everything they need to play, even if they're behind.
A lot of audio cues coming in, and this is usually a sign of trying to bait your opponent into making some moves around the map, and the other one's already on a smoke gank. That is the dumbest theory ever, but I've actually run into it several times where you have a lot of audio cue spam coming out, and they're just like, yeah, we're not doing anything, so we have time to spam these audios. Oh, they actually smoked up with 5, and we just give them a first blood. That being said, no first blood, no early brawling, bounties 2-2. SMN trading a couple hits onto Malady with the early Arctic burn. That's about it.
There's the early brawl. There's the early brawl that you were looking for. Also, one thing that is really good for the X3 lineup is Lesh. This hero doesn't work well if he doesn't have the save hero. Arguably, Winter Wyvern might be the best save hero right now, just because of the laning phase strength of the Cold Embrace. So I think this is really good. HellRaisers lineup, they want to run in with the Earth Spirit, with the Pango. You have a way to stop them, and you have a way to heal up your Lash. This is gonna be really good. I'm looking at HellRaisers and I'm looking at Watson. I think he's gonna be needing to step his game up, be a little bit more aggressive in the early game. So this bottom lane, I think, is the main one. If it goes well for HellRaisers, they're gonna be in a really good spot.
You want to know something that I've actually never said in a cast before?
Yes.
Enigma versus Terrorblade. These are my 2 most played heroes, and I love to see them go head to head in this matchup against each other's.
That's it?
I'm actually very happy. Yeah, that's it. I've never said that before. People know me that I love Enigma, but I haven't really talked about my passion for Terrorblade and talking about TB builds and all that stuff. I just feel like I just want to watch this matchup for like the next 7 minutes. So apologies to all the viewers. Not really. I'm just going to go look at mid and see what's going on here. Natty Narwhal and Rabel. Early poke there onto the Pango. Nothing much else.
Just so you know, Panda, everyone noticed that you like TB. You always talk about the hero, so you know it wasn't that subtle. Either way, you know, everyone likes to see a good TB game. Yeah, everyone likes to see a good TB game. The reasoning why this hero is fun to watch is because in the early stages of the game he can be easily blown up, which is something that people like to see. And then in the later portions of the game, you can just come in and destroy everyone, right? Which is another thing that everyone likes to see, and that is why this hero is pretty popular in competitive Dota, and people like to watch it. So I kind of like that you're always calling out for it.
Yeah, and this is one of those matchups where I just want to look at the item choices here. Especially, we've already discussed what is the Enigma's role in this game. What kind of build is he going for? I see the early Basilius. He's going for 1 Null Talisman and 4 branches. I was a big fan of starting your game with I think I had like a stack of tangos and 2 mangoes, and then you just save up the rest of the money. Sometimes if you had like a stellar laning stage and your lineup allowed it, you could go for Midas. You'd have the late game security. But in competitive games, like when you're looking at such a high level, going Midas, it feels like a bit of a grief, especially if you're going good. Usually Midas is good if you're playing from behind, but it feels a bit weird like that. But First Blood is already picked up in the bottom lane. It's on to Malady.
Yep, Clockwork did manage to isolate him. As soon as you get the cogs onto him and the Battery Assault is doing the damage, the Soul Assumption stacks are just going to be ramping up, so Sugarrod does a ton of damage. That was through the Nature's Attendance, so just goes to show how much damage this Visage can do early on, and very important for the side of X3 that Sugarrod is having a good lane. We emphasize it so many times in this one, but it has been the path to victory for X3 when he is doing well.
How big of a fan are you of this pos 3 Visage? Because this is the 6th Visage game we get to see in Division 2, and again, all 6 games have been played from the offlane.
Before that, we're gonna... now Miera is gonna be fine. I am... oh, though the Terrorblade might not be.
Nice, alright. This is securing CS.
I like the Visage 3 just because of the Wraith Pact. You know, because he wins his lane and then he gets an item that makes him somewhat unkillable. So Visage used to be this hero that, you know, you have to really mind your positioning. Now with the Wraith Pact and the Gravekeeper's Cloak, you don't really die that easily. So you can be a fat frontliner, which is also important for offlane heroes, and your laning phase is strong. So I'm a big fan of it. I think there is a reason why it's being played so much.
Wrath is being hunted in the tree line. Malady, Watson wants this kill really bad. Naring's going to be TPing in, but it's not going to be there in time. Shergarat will fall. Watson will be picking up his first kill. All the HellRaisers also bringing up themselves on the board for the first time. Raven looking to get stopped by Natty Narwhal. 6 stick charges for another lightning. And would have needed 1 or 2 right clicks to finish off the Pango, but he's got a bottle charge. He should pick up. But Nesphere is in a bit of trouble here as Miero and Gilgear do get the full combo out onto the TB, and that does end up hurting him a lot as his support's not around.
That was a big mistake coming out from Naring. Now
there's a Soul Assumption onto the Enchantress. Heavy damage does kick in. Naring almost able to finish it off. A Battery Assault and a couple right clicks and the heals from the attendants, and another Soul Assumption. Just 1 more hit to go. What was that attack range? Clockwork, are you kidding me? The guy's standing here, the target's here, and he just right clicks and the guy's dead. What the hell? That happens from time to time, but man. Oh.
That's you know, some Space Jam Michael Jordan vibes there for sure.
That's a dunk.
Yeah, for sure. When Enrink went towards the mid lane, I think Natty Narwhal was calling out, if we take this rune from the Pango, he is not going to be able to play the game. And Enrink, he leaves the Visage alone. And now, with that move of his, Visage has died twice, and Shergarat's lane that was... I can't say perfect, but pretty good, now is ruined. And this PL that we said should try to fight with the early Diffusal Blade is actually gonna have it. This is something that you do when you're inexperienced. You just try to crush people a little bit more, and then it backfires. So X3 with that move towards the mid lane, and they didn't even take the water rune from the Pango. So everything went wrong for them in the last 2 minutes.
I love how the sentry's on the cliff, but Gilgear places the ward elsewhere. But SMN, does he know about it? There's the ward placed down. Oh, this is the swashbuckle. Roll does connect onto the Wyvern, and Rolling Thunder to cancel the TP. They want to make sure they get this kill. That's going to work. That's a very fast one. No stacks to be found in the jungle either. So that's just a kill on the Wyvern, that's all. But they're pinging out the wards, so they saw him coming in, and he was like, yeah, it's definitely going to be here, because they wouldn't be here unless they had vision.
For sure. Though, you know, Rolling Thunder, no reason to save it there. He had the Arcane Rune. Rabel will have it quite soon. And, you know, with Shergarat being level 5, there are no dives going to be happening that the Pango has to react to. At least not in the next few minutes. So Rabel is quite understandable why he used the Rolling Thunder. It's not only for the kill, but really nice read that he won't be needing it in that small downtime that he had.
Slow onto the Clockwork. Here comes the PL. Nicely timed cogs as well, because that will keep the illusions away, but still able to go in. Though those raindrops are going to be a bit too hard to break through. Spirit Lance, only level 1, ain't going to do enough work to take down the Clock. Clock's going to go all the way back home. Visage would like to get that level 6 as soon as possible, though. I'm going to get those familiars up.
Against the PL, I'm not sure how much it's gonna help him. It's good for pushes, and XG are gonna need to start bringing Lesh towards the bottom lane faster than anticipated. So, you know, maxing out the Diabolic Edict is gonna happen right now. So, Rabel not gonna be in trouble though.
Phil, as Rabel pops a Rolling Thunder, and there we go, into the cogs you go, and you're stuck there, my friend. For the time being, at least, cogs will expire, and that's a lot of damage with the Orb of Corrosion Swashbuckle.
Narwhal coming?
Oh boy. There's a Centaur blocking his way, though. He's gonna have to use a majority of his mana to take this one down, and Melody even denies it in the face of the Leshrac, and that's a missed stun. That is gonna be a missed stun. No, nothing for the Lesh.
X3 got outplayed from minute when it was 3:45. Clock left the lane, and they have been getting outplayed for now 5 minutes. And given that it is a 9-minute game, that's too much. While all of this was happening, Nesphere was left alone, and the Enigma even claims the tower. And I really want this Enigma to use the Black Hole every time he can, because there's so many things to cancel it out, and then you just get this rate back so that you are useful even between those Black Holes. So I think we're, if X3 try to go into battles, that the Black Hole will be used even on one hero every single time.
And this Visage is still level 5, and they're going to lose the Clockwork right away as Malady, Gilgear, Watson stack on top of the Clock. Get another kill for themselves. Looking at this... Yeah, let's see what they can do here, because it feels like they're extending this fight once again. Gilgear and Rabel are just waiting, like, just please follow the Dark Troll. Like, please go there so we can run in. But they are already out. They'll leave themselves to do 2-2. So, I want to talk about this Enigma Wraith Pact now. This was one of... Actually, no. I feel like bottom is going to break loose into a fight any moment. So let's just watch this for a second.
But let's just talk about what you want to talk about. You know, who cares about what's happening in the game? We want to talk about the raid pack. Let's go. Talk about the raid pack.
I feel like talking about this chase because the Clockwork is taking a bit of early damage here. But nope, still nothing. Maybe now the situation diffuses. Gilgear's being chased. Arctic Burn used by SMN. HR is not really letting them do anything here. Noreen gets pushed into the... Is he on the high ground or the low ground? He's in the high ground. He's stuck between the trees. He's actually stuck in here. Where the hell are you gonna go? Oh my goodness, Gilgear. You are a real bully, my friend. You are a real bully, my friend. Rolling Thunder used in mid, trying to catch the Leshrac as well, and that's a DD Pango as well. Waiting for that heal to run out so they can pop
coming
a big hit. The Black Hole from Miero onto 2 as Nesphere's also going to be here. Enigma's down. Rabel dropping low on HP, and they will get the kill on him as well. So despite Sugarat going down to the PL in the bottom lane, they're able to get themselves 2 kills in mid with the aggressive attempt from HellRaisers.
They got ahead of themselves, you know. Lesh still does too much damage. It is not easy to kill him. This is why you wanted defensive support with the Lesh. I actually wanted SMN to get a second point in Cold Embrace. He's still saving it, but I think it's the right way to go. And with that, X3, they're somewhat back. Nesphere finding a way to get himself back in the game.
How's Malady keeping a Leshrac away? This is pretty nuts right now. TV is also forced away back to the high ground on the other side. And he will be able to walk out. Have you noticed, by the way, there's a graphical bug still in the game. If you use Malefice onto a Metamorph TB, he will moonwalk. He will Michael Jackson on the spot while he's stunned.
I haven't noticed it, but I'm gonna pay attention. I will pay attention. Okay,
I think that is something that started with the last patch. I'm not sure if it's actually been for a longer time, but it is still there. That's the main point. It is still there. He's moonwalking when the Malefice stun proc comes out.
I'm liking that one by one. There were like a lot of bugs after the patch, but one by one they have been fixed. So yes. The community has helped quite a lot.
Thanks to the
thank you.
12 minutes of play as well. What were you about to say? You had something in your mind.
I was about to say that you know, everyone tends to always say bad things about them, but no one praises them. So I'm really glad that you did. And Ring though,
course.
It's not gonna save his life.
Yeah, in a rink. Tough situation. Magnetize will slowly burn him down. Gilger's going to be traded for it, though. That is his killing spree. And the punching bag, Earth Spirit, will be taken down. Nesphere will be taking that spree for himself, so TV's happy to grab that.
That's big. You can see that X3, they have everything they need to fight, but HellRaisers are doing a good job. They got that mid lane tower down, which is something that when you look at their heroes, they're not really great at doing it, but Miero really did an awesome job here. And what they're doing right now is they're forcing the fights in the mid lane, and from there, X3, they can't push anything, because before they take this bottom tier 1, they're not gonna take anything unless they win like a huge fight in the mid lane, kill 3 or 4 heroes. So you're just making sure that the enemies are fighting there where they don't want to. And
Hook shot already used, and there's the real PL. So a bit of a moment of disappointment there for the Clockwork. You thought the PL would be there. Hook shot didn't really do much. Couldn't find the right one. Now
they're a bit deep though.
A bit. Just a little bit. Just to their outpost. Curse is going to be there, so the roll out and walk back in while Sugarat finishes off the tower. Space created.
You know, when I say a little bit, there's some teaching you Dota slang. Just kidding. I'm just making this stuff up right now. But it means they might lose one hero. They're not gonna lose too much more because they have a Winter's Curse protecting them if the enemies run into it. That's why. But it was a pretty solid move just to make sure that Shergrad gets the tower. Now, next time when you dive like that, you can go even deeper because HellRaisers are not gonna be able to hold the area that they were just up until now.
Miero just got a 14-minute top tower for free. That shouldn't happen. That really shouldn't happen. This is such a free tower for the Enigma, and that just tells how much trouble X3 has in this constant split push that's happening. Rabel looking for Natty Narwhal. Hookshot coming out onto the Enigma. Miero's going to be going down for sure. Can they do something else here? They forced out the Metamorph. They have the Curse in 30 seconds, so it's not up just quite yet. Malady a bit too deep, so that's going to be an Enchantress dead as well. Watson wanted to fight this. He would need to burn out the mana pool off of this TV. He's going to be able to do that. And now rolling in is Gilger. It lands onto the Clockwork instead. TV very low on HP. He's going to get surrounded. The heal's going to be there. The Rink's already dead. TV still being focused on Watson and Rabel. 170 HP to go. One more right click should do, and that will be it. Watson with the Spirit Lands takes down Nesphere.
I like that Watson was there. I was like, why isn't the PL here? He has the Diffusal Blade, he can fight. But the thing is, he's waiting for the Lesh to run out of mana. That is the play. Once the Pango gets his Diffusal, it's gonna be very tough for X3 to do much here. Because you see Natty Narwhal, he's going for an Eternal Shroud. It's all about getting his mana down, and then the PL goes in. So HR, they understand perfectly what they're supposed to do. And now when the Enigma has the Black Hole, we can probably expect HR to go for a pick-off. As I said, you don't really need a big black hole in this game with so many things to cancel it out. It's gonna be tough to use it. Just get a pick off, control the map, and get yourself out.
Rolling from Gilgear lands on top of Sugarat, and the Visage is dead. Miero will be taking this one. Another rough loss for X3. That is death number 4 for the Visage. What can they do with this? Are they pushing their advantage? Natty Narwhal is ready to go in, but there's still a black hole, and Miero, well, he won't be able to contest with the Clockwork, so that makes things a bit harder. But it gets pushed away by Gilger. Very good kick save. Lesh running low on mana. There will be one down, and here
the
comes
PL is coming
from the side. He wants to do something here, and here comes Watson. Popping in illusions, forcing the Terrorblade away. Now SMN, a bit of poke from Watson. Mana is being given to Natty Narwhal, but this Lesh has his limits.
Again, same thing. HR are doing everything they need to do at this part of the game. You can see that X3 are stronger. They're definitely stronger, but HellRaisers are running circles at them, kicking people out, saving people, giving 1 or 2 kills on the enemy part of the map when X3 are stronger. There is gonna come a timing when the PL will be able to run in and survive, even if the Lesh has a ton of mana, and then it's gonna kind of destroy the ranks of X3. You're gonna start using spells in the PL, and the big black hole will catch you out. That is the time where where HR actually win the game. And we can see Miero, he's actually going for the mech that we mentioned.
Yeah. That was a good idea that you brought up about the mechanism, because you don't get to see it too often, but this would be a game where it could totally work out.
You just need to sustain through the damage of the Lesh. That is your goal in this game for HellRaisers, and that is for what they're working for right now.
missing out on the kick here to the rink. Clockwork able to walk out. HellRaisers with a 3,000 gold lead. Things looking pretty shiny for them currently if they want to close out the series as a 2-0, but we haven't really seen the full power of this TV just quite yet. And there's the black hole. We'll be catching the Visage inside of it. Shurgarat down once again. And SMN dropped very, very low. There's the heal coming out, but just looking for an angle is Rabel. And there we go, but the Swashbuckle able to size him down. And look at that. Natty Narwhal down. Nothing you can do. Clockwork about to fall as well as he's just getting burnt and mana burnt and whatever burnt. This guy is melting. Rabel on the chase. Another follow-up 7 HP. Just one lance is needed. And when does he see the clock? It is clicking, 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 and there we go. Flickering on the edge of vision for Watson, and that's going to be the clock down, and a mid-tier 2 tower also being punished. HellRaisers have control.
Okay, this series, HellRaisers are looking like a Division 1 team playing against the Division 2 team. X3, arguably the weakest team in the Division 2. They are new faces on the block. They have been playing Tier 2, Tier 3 Dota for a long time, but this is the first time they're in DPC, and it is, you know, it was... Not much was expected for them, but for now they did take one game off of each series they played. This one looking highly unlikely because HellRaisers are just playing really good Dota. They understand their own timings, they understand the timings of the heroes, they understand the lackings and the strengths of both the lineups, and they're just playing so well around them. They're constantly forcing enemies to fight close here, and it is only allowing the Terrorblade to farm.
This is going to be a super tight call. Roche is already very low on HP, and they just need to not block the Clockwork, but now they're going to have to force to take this fight, and they're all in the middle. Kauhu's going to be falling first. The inch is already pretty low. A lot of damage onto Gilgear, forced to roll away. Shurgarat dropping. Watson will be clearing up the first kill. They're going to curse on the back line onto the Pangons and the Enchantress as well. Nickman's going to be there too. Natty Narwhal goes down. That's already 2 heroes down. They're now going to surround this sphere, take him away, and they just call GG. They're done. They've had it. There's nothing they can do. And HellRaisers close it under 20 minutes and show why they have come to play today. Straight up 2-0.
Man, I was like, okay, HellRaisers in this game, they need to get to a point where the PL is not afraid of the Lesh. When that happens 19 minutes in, I don't even want to blame X3 for GGing out there, because, you know, 20 minutes in, the PL is not afraid of the Lesh. It means that something went terribly wrong for the side of X3. What went terribly wrong for them? The bottom tower fell too late. Shurgarat had a bad time, and Natty Narwhal, when he decided to rotate to the bottom lane, Miero was on top of it and he took the mid lane tower. Those were the 3 big things that happened in this game that allowed HellRaisers to just play the way they did. And after that, it was just them understanding their lineup. Fight close to the mid lane, constantly pull X3, all 5 of their heroes, see where they are, and you will find your opening. At some point, Watson was always kind of tiptoeing close to the fight. And one time he struck, they went into the Roche, and the rest is history. I mean, not a really long one given that it's a 19-minute game.
Yeah, a quick series pretty much in general as well. Like you said, HellRaisers looks like a Division 1 team today in this series, and it definitely did look and feel like it, that X3 never had a chance from start to finish. And I feel the GG call was also a bit of a mixture of frustration that they can't get anything to work, and they have an idea, they have a plan, they have a draft, and they have a strat, but they just can't get to execute it, or if they did, they missed their timing, and basically the game was already over. So it's a tough position that you're kind of putting yourself in, but it is wiser to just kind of tap out at that point, because you know it is, you know, delaying the inevitable in a sense. But HellRaisers played so good today.
Yeah, you know, X3, with this kind of a lineup, you have to control an area. The Lash needs to stand in front, and whoever comes close to him just gets ripped apart. You have the Winter Wyvern protecting him. And when HellRaisers, as you mentioned, play so well, they take most of the map. What can you protect? Your triangle? Well, you know, in the first 20 minutes of the game, if you can only protect one part of the map, and the easiest one to protect, it means something went terribly wrong. And what went terribly wrong is that your opponents were HellRaisers, who were really in a good mood today.
Yeah. They were in a good mood for sure. I think some of the most important things in their gameplay basically was being able to come out with a strong laning phase in game number 1. And I think that's something that if we do get an interview, is actually talk about like the early minutes, though, because we didn't really get to see much late game. We got to see a lot of early game during this series, but how well were they actually executing stuff? Do you think that they were outplaying X3 or outdrafting X3?
I think they were outplaying X3. I said it in this draft in particular that I think that X3 had a good draft.
Yep.
They had all of the tools. They just got outplayed because, you know, when you have this kind of a lineup, Pango, Earth Spirit, Enchantress, these heroes tend to go really deep, and there is not like a skill cap on this hero. These heroes can always find a way to win, find a way to play the game that benefits you. And even in the first game, X3 they had everything they needed, but the lineup was hard to execute. In a sense, you make one mistake and you're in trouble. It wasn't the case in this one, but HellRaisers just made all the right moves. That's the main point of game number 2 for sure.
Right. Well, basically, we're just waiting to hear for a word if we have an interview or if we don't, but we're going to throw it to a tiny break, at least for now. And if we come back after and tell you there's no interview, there isn't. But if there is an interview. So a couple minutes, we shall return and hopefully hear from some of the players from HellRaisers. So be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We do have an interview, and it is maybe one of your favorite carry players. It is Watson from HellRaisers. Congratulations on your win, Watson. How did it feel to play today? You guys looked dominating today.
Hello. Yes, we just prepared very well, so that was easy.
Well, it definitely did look easy and feel easy. What was the atmosphere with the team today? Because I feel like you guys were very coordinated, you were very focused, but you looked like a Division 1 team today. What were the keys of success?
We just play scrims every day, talk about Dota, and just play pubs a lot. So just play chill.
All right,
in Dota.
just play Dota. All right, that works.
Did you guys, you know, I watched the Division 1 playoffs, and did you feel bad, you know, when you dropped down? I felt like you were definitely not the bottom 2 teams, and then you lost to a Division 2 team here. Was there like a mental pressure in the team after what just happened, and or are you just ready to play more Dota and get back to where you were?
Yeah, we will get back stronger. When we lose playoffs, we just didn't prepare for playoffs. We didn't know about playoffs. We just chilling. Like me, I just play CSGO like 1 month. So
you could say you shot yourself at the foot, you know.
yeah, we play, but now you'll come back in Div1.
Yeah, cool. That's what we were expecting from you. So how do you prepare for a series? How did you prepare for X3? Is it too much of a secret, or do you have some kind of cues that you always cover up that you can reveal for us?
For X3, we just ban one of their hero. It's Kotal. They only play with it, so we just ban it and it's okay. And play and pick our heroes.
Right, yeah. I'll call us a strong hero, and I guess it's one of their favorites too. But do you guys have any pre-game rituals? You know, last hit practice, play a scrim just before. Like you said, you played CS:GO for a month, taking a break. Yeah, is there something specific you do before a game?
After playoffs, we just talk. We change a player, and now we are on bootcamp and we only play Dota.
Right. No, I mean, like, before an official game, like you had the game with X3 today. Did you do anything today before the series?
Yes, we play scrims and watch what I watch a draft with coach.
Okay. You guys are just full on Dota, man. Is there anything Watson does on his free time except play Dota and CS:GO?
I play Brawlhalla with friends and
okay. All right, that's
sometimes
cool.
walk with team, like in the restaurant, or just go out.
Are you
but
guys?
Even in the restaurant, you talk about Dota, right? Yeah. Or is it the time to chill a little bit and just forget about everything?
Yeah, like yesterday we was in a restaurant, we just chilling and talk about not in Dota, like.
Okay.
Usually things.
That's good that you guys have some kind of balance with real life and Dota as well. I think we just want to leave the floor for you, Watson. There's a lot of Watson fans in chat. I think we're also kind of small fans of Watson being a carry. Is there something you want to tell to the English audience, because they want to know more about you and your team? Is there something you want to tell to the people watching right now?
Yeah. Thank you guys for fans. I'm really good that I have fans in English. Follow my Instagram.
What is your Instagram? Is it just Watson?
Watson Toto.
Watson Dotto. Go follow that guy on Instagram. Thank you so much for taking the time for the interview, Watson, and we'll maybe hear from you in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Well, there we heard some thoughts from Watson and HellRaisers dominating.
I need to follow Watson on Instagram.
Yeah,
right?
you do that. You do that. But I mean, this team looked really solid today, and I feel like they have a lot more to give, and they would love to be in the DPC next year, to actually play for DPC points, that is. Most likely we'll still find HellRaisers competing for a wild card spot, potentially from, who knows if they're actually going to be playing in TI this year. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But I think their goal is winning Division 2 and make sure that they start next year in Division 1, so that they have a fresh start, they have a fresh Tour 1 to begin things off with and start to rack up those DPC points again.
For sure. I kind of can understand now Watson. I can a bit better understand how it was for some of the Eastern European teams. You know, you're like chilling, you're back, your head laid back, and then someone just writes to you, oh, you need to play the DPC, and you're like, what the hell? I was just playing CS:GO in Watson case someone else was doing something else, you know. And then this team dropped down.
I mean,
but we can see, you know, they are getting themselves back in good form.
At least you're not depressed kid and you miss a game because you were in a Counter-Strike game. At least you don't do that. So props for at least in that case. That did actually happen. I think that was in Tour 1 or Tour 2, where we just missed out on one of the players and they had to play with a stand-in. It was CIS rejects. Or was it even D2C? It was actually D2CL where they missed a game where a depressed kid was missing and he was playing a game of Counter-Strike. But, you know, that kind of stuff can happen. So, yeah, you know, in terms of what we've seen today, do you think HellRaisers is a top 2 contender? Without a doubt. With no doubt.
No, not without a doubt, because they lost to No Sorry. There are some other teams here to watch out for. PuckChamp, you know, also from Division 1. There is Cybercats, who beat No Sorry. Namiga is also looking pretty solid. So I'm gonna have to see HellRaisers from now on against the stronger team. I still think X3 are definitely the weakest one. I am gonna assume that they are gonna win some games, but possibly not get a single series. I would like them to get it, but from what we've seen so far, it is highly unlikely. So I don't think it's too easy to judge the HellRaisers from this one, because you tend to look really good if the opponents are significantly weaker than you. So I'm gonna have to hold that thought, and next time that we watch HellRaisers, I'll definitely give you a clear answer.
We only have one more series for this week. We're done for today, but we have Namiga versus PuckChamp at the start of Sunday. That's going to be the final game for Week 2 out of Division 2, and followed by that is going to be Division 1 games on Sunday. Right after that one, there's a 3-set series in total on every Sunday for East European Dota. So that means we're done for today. Thank you so much for listening to the cast and tuning in. It means a lot to us, and it means a lot to BTS. We will catch you on Sunday for more Dota, and then, of course, Week 3 kicks off right away from Monday, where we have Hydra versus No Sorry. So that'll be the next time we'll be casting that. You might be already on Sunday, but I'll be back on Monday at least with my good old hairy freak. Until there, everybody, take care of yourselves. Good night. Bye bye.